Hello there, this is StringGearCon 4, and welcome back to Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. Today I have a siege of a French city. I think it's Orleans. That's, I am about 90% sure that is not how it's pronounced, though I don't speak French, so I don't know how it is pronounced, so I'm not even going to attempt it. So we have here the Scottish slash French defenders, because I guess Scotland and French were allies in this battle. I don't know. I've played some historical video games and they were allies before, so I assume that's what they were. And over here we have England and Burgundy. England and Burgundy and France are never friends. England and France hate each other. They all throughout history they were trying to kill each other. And so we have these footmen here, and we have some Persians to be the Burgundians, I don't know. And we have these English knights. These are not actually the English knights. These are heavy knights. And there's very good reason for that. Every time I try to load up the game with English Knights, the game crashed. I think it's due to recent updates. So, Heavy Knights will have to do. I know this was a suggested battle by Venture's Volcano, so thank you for this battle suggestion. Really cool. However, the English Knights were not working very well, which is unfortunate because that would have been cool. So, Footmen, Knights, and Persians. And as you can see, well, you may not be able to tell, but we have more than 8 groups because UEBS updated, and we got 2 new maps. I thought those were causing the problems. I was going to put this battle on one of the new maps, though while troubleshooting I started just moving it over to this map, one that I knew worked before, so that's why we're not on a new map. Maybe the next couple of videos I will do some battles on those maps, or next couple of UEBS videos will be in some of the new maps, because those are cool. There's the city of Atlantis, which is this big old city with a river through the middle with 3 bridges. And there is Wartorn, which I'm looking forward to playing around with. It's got this giant wall with some holes in it, and you can actually put units on top of the wall, I believe, like ranged units, and that could be really cool. So I was going to put it on Wartorn, but I kept crashing every time I tried to load up the game. Like, blue screen of death crash. Not fun. Had to restart my computer like 3 or 4 times. But I eventually got it working, obviously. So let's go ahead and get started. We have over here defending footmen, spearmen, more footmen, heavy knights, and archers. Let's get started. I started here and not on the start page because I did not want to risk losing this start, because I don't want to restart my computer again. It takes a while to load up. I have turned down the quality in order to try to turn up the frame rate. Well, at least it's smooth right now. Getting about 3 to 6 frames per second. Better than I usually get, of about 1 to 3. Okay. I thought we were sped up a little bit, but we're not. We're good. We're at normal speed. This is good. So the Persians are up front. These are representing the Burgundians. So Persians are terrible, as we have seen from the last video, actually, Lizardmen and Persians. The Lizardmen slaughtered the Persians. The Persians have not won a single fight that they were the only thing in, as far as I've seen so far. They're just terrible at this game. Alright, they're about to hit the footmen, I think. Yeah, there they go. So turn on the some settings in my recording software, trying to get it to get a higher frame rate. It's doing better. So you may notice the models are slightly less fancy. But they have met, and oh, the archers are firing. There are about 100 archers, I believe. 50 on each side. I tried putting the enemy attackers, the English and Burgundians, I don't know how that's pronounced, whatever, on the side, because in previous siege battles with this castle, they get stuck in the middle. So I'm trying to streamline it so that they can all just run right up and attack. It seems to be helping a little bit. Now, if I have to guess who's going to win, I think it's going to be the defenders, because the Persians will just get slaughtered. That leaves the footmen and the knights. And they have to fight uphill. I believe the archers, one of the new features in the game is that ranged units higher up have more range, which is really cool. I've been wondering about that in the past, and I kind of doubted it would ever get added. But it has been added, which is really cool. So archers on top of a hill have longer range than archers at the bottom of the same hill, which is really cool. It's really cool. Anything else that I can remember from the update? I don't think they added any new units. Well, we already got the red coat unit not that long ago, so we'll just have to go off modded units. I don't know how many modded units will work. I'll have to try some of them out, so I don't know. English Knights don't work, though, for some reason. I don't know what it is that makes them not work, but they don't really, so I don't know. So the archers seem to be mainly firing from the left side. Can they fire from the right side? Are they firing? They may have something in the way. If they aren't, we can move them. Yeah, some of them are. Some of them are. Yeah. Hang on. We'll just move these guys around. Alright, so follow me, guys. Let's go this way. Around the knights. Yeah, we're getting a few better frames per second. A little better. Yeah, move there, and yeah, the possession thing is still kind of bugged. And the archers are jumping into the knights. Okay, well, so much for that. It's getting to be nighttime, it seems. That's not good. I don't like watching the battles in the night quite as much. The Persians are breaking through a little bit, not overly much, it seems. Overly much, is that phrase? English? I don't know. But they are doing it with heavy losses, it seems. Like 3 or 4 Persians to 1 footman death. Not very good odds. Not very good at all. If there had been more archers, they might have been able to do more damage. But I don't know the historical accuracy of this battle or inaccuracy. So there may only have been 100 archers, in which case that's fine. I don't mind it. I don't think the Persians are going to last very long with or without archers. They are cutting through a little bit. Footmen are not very great either, so it's trash unit versus trash unit, though I think the footmen would probably be better. I would guess. We could find out. Frame rate seems to drop whenever I go into my regular manually controlled camera. Don't know why. I just want to check stats. So, I know I just checked the Persians in the last battle. So they have 150 health and they do 33 damage. That's kind of familiar. And let's try the... Okay, footmen have 200 health. And they do 33 damage. So a footman would be slightly better by about 50 HP. That's not a great advantage. But it is an advantage. And I don't know the stats of the spearmen, so I think they might be slightly better than footmen. I believe they would be. I like how we highlighted that one guy in front. He's leading the attack, or defense actually. This would be the defense. I kind of crammed all the guys into this place. There's a lot of defenders in this one castle. Well, that's okay. I think most of them spawn. Well, I don't know about most of them. Good many of them spawn. There's a lot of guys defending and a lot of guys... But there are a lot of guys attacking, so we'll have to see what happens. I've not run this battle before. I was going to, but crashes happened, and I'm trying to get this recorded and uploaded today. So, this is the first time I've ever gone through this battle, so we'll see what happens. I have no idea how long it's going to take or who's going to win. So, I'm just going with this with you, which is always fun. Alright, some of the archers have made it to where I told them to go. Those are my favorite archers. They're one of them's running back though. He's not very bright. How many Persians are left? Shame there were no catapults. That'd been fun to watch. Of course, the catapults aren't very bright. They will just run right into melee units and get slaughtered. Of course, it doesn't make sense that the archers would be able to shoot at them and damage them too much, unless they had flaming arrows. That's something this game needs. Flaming arrows. That'd be cool, and it could apply a fire effect to enemies. That'd be cool. That's something I want to see added. Fire arrows. Anything else I want to see added? Oh yeah, naval units. But I think that would be really hard to add in this game. So I'm not expecting that to be added anytime in the near future, if ever. But it would be cool. It would be cool. Well, that's great. You know a unit I want to see? War Griders. Orc War Griders. That'd be really cool. Because there's the horsemen for the humans. And we have orcs. So Persians are breaking through, though, with heavy losses. War Griders would be really cool. They could be, like, fast and maneuverable for the orcs. And I want to see orc archers, too. That'd be cool. I want to see more orc units. Because I like the orcs, but just orc swordsmen that look like Uruk-hai, those get boring after a while if you keep using... Ooh, some non-Persians are fighting, too. That's interesting. Heavy Knights, I believe, are tougher than footmen in a one-on-one fight. Though there are more footmen here than Heavy Knights. The defending French, I'll just call it English versus French, because that's mainly what's going on here, I think. So the French, I believe, have... How many guys? There were like... I don't even remember. 2,500 knights, I want to say. 2,500 total? Or was it 5,000? Two groups of 2,500. There are a lot of knights. However, the... No, those are the English. The French have, like, 500. I can't remember now. They don't have nearly as many, though. But they do have some. They're, like, the last line of defense before the, archers are endangered. The archers should be the last to die, unless the knights really just fail or something, and they just go around them. I don't know. Some of the archers are kind of confused. They're not the brightest. They're not the brightest. Well, I don't know that we've dropped to 1 frame per second. That's something. It seems to actually get better when we're not looking at so many units. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Or if it's just, I don't know. I turned down some of the quality settings, so that might be it. That very well might be it. Come on, archers, just hold still and fire. Yeah, the footmen are taking heavy losses, though they are making the enemy pay for it. Some of the Persians are being dumb and they're just jumping off the cliff. I think I saw some doing it. I know, Burgundians. I think, if I understand correctly, Burgundy is right beside France. Like, directly to the east of France? Maybe northeast? I'm not entirely sure about the exact positioning, but I believe that's where it is. I don't think it's a country anymore. No, it's not. It's not. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Unless it's, like, just a little thing inside of France. Like, not a state, but a province? Does France have provinces? I don't know. See, they're the knights for the French. Yeah, they're holding the stairs. I don't know how many of the defenders spawned. The castle may have blocked a lot of it. I tried to put it so that it could spawn pretty well, and I think most of them did. Except some of those spearmen got cut off, which is unfortunate. Some of the knights didn't seem to spawn in weird places, too. I don't know why. So, those stairs spawn guys really funny. There are a lot of attackers still left. So, it's anyone's battle right now. Let's look at the numbers. Okay, so the Team 1, I believe, is the defenders. Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're the only people with spearmen. Right. So they have about 3,000 guys left. And Team 2, that would be the English. So Team 1 is French, Team 2 is the English. They're the attackers. They have about 7,000 guys left. So they have more than twice as many. And they've actually killed more footmen, or more French than the French have killed English. Very interesting. I'm personally pulling for England, because, I don't know, I just kind of like England. I always play as them. And I always get crushed by France. Because France always is so powerful in the games I play. It's really powerful. Like Crusader Kings 2. Have you seen... If you haven't checked that out, you might check that out. Though it's not exactly like this game at all. It's kind of interesting, though. They have a lot of people. They have a lot of soldiers. And they just crush a lot of things. Especially early on, because the two, East Francia and West Francia just combine, and then they get super powerful, and it's not even funny. Yeah, the footmen are taking a real beating. Let's see if we can actually speed this up, because just watching footmen get slaughtered isn't the most entertaining. There we go. So, I think the guys will actually move a little more slowly. We're actually getting lower FPS. Well, 2 or 3. But the combat is happening fast. Okay, what happens if we slow it down? I'm just experimenting a little here. Yeah, the frames jumped up to 4, and now it's 5, 6. 8. Yeah, we're getting higher FPS. We'll slow it down. Okay, then we'll just leave it slower so we can get better FPS. There we go. So the last remnants of the footmen on the right flank, it looks like, if I can tell where we are. Yeah, the right flank are being really thinned out. These archers are really just bugging me. I want to possess one of them. There. I'm going to possess you. Where are you? There you are. Anyone else still running around? You? Alright, let's see if I can control them over here, because the controls are really buggy when there's lots of guys. They're really finicky, and I don't know what all is wrong, but... Okay, is that everyone? No one running around. Good. Good. All archers are getting into position. Carry on. Walking slowly. Oh yeah, I haven't tested out the new super speed on the camera. I want to check that out. So, if we double tap shift. It doesn't seem to do it. Dun dun. Oh yeah, that is a little faster, I think. So this is normal speed. This is with shift. This is double tap. Doesn't seem to be any faster than regular shift. Well, maybe a little. I can't tell. It's not that big of a difference if I can't tell. I don't know. I know in Minecraft you can like click control, the left control. That's how it is on my keyboard, and it will activate sprint. I wish they would do something like that for this game. Because I don't like double tapping W. It's really hard in flight, too. So if you're flying with an Angel Ring or with the Swiftwolf Rending Gale, you can just click Control and not have to land to fly. And I just do it out of habit on the ground, too. I'll just click it with my phone. So the footmen are pretty well thinned out. They're about to get to the spearmen. So, how much health did a footman have again? About 200, right? If I remember correctly. So how much health does a spearman have, and how much damage does he do? Yeah, they're fighting spearmen now, it looks like. So a spearman has only 100 health. Oh, he's not as good as a footman. Okay, good to know. But I think he has longer range. How much damage? 33. So, he's He's worse than a Persian, but I think he has longer range, so he might be better in that regard. He might have a higher block chance, too. I killed the footman. I'm just rapidly clicking E and the attack button. Maybe I can't get hit if I keep hitting. Oh, I got hit. I think I blocked. What if I keep blocking? I'm blocking. I'm blocking. That is cool. Persians and knights are swarming around down there. Okay, go back. Yeah, the footmen have pretty much fallen to the might of the English. Cool. This battle looks like it's going to be going on for a while. Didn't think so, just looking at some of the numbers. But I think it's how I set it up. If it had been just out on how I had originally planned it on a war-torn map, I think it would have gone much faster. And the attackers would have gotten pelted with way more arrows because of positioning. But this works too. I honestly don't know who's gonna win. So it's anyone's battle. I wonder if I could speed things up a little bit. If I take a small force, or hopefully a large force of heavy knights. Yes, perfect. And move them over there. They can attack from the other side. So I'll get them going. And we'll just get back to watching the battle, and we'll get back to them later, whenever they're in position. Okay, so the spearmen are probably going to get slaughtered. I haven't really compared stats, so... I should really just create a spreadsheet or something. Just so I can know all their stats, and I can just pull it up from something somewhere else, and I could just look at that while I have this. Even if I just print it out or something, I can look at it, and then I could know exactly what's going on. Even if it's just for the medieval guys. I don't want to look at them. I want to look at the fight. Yeah, that's a good shot. In fact, let's go into cinematic mode and do that. Yeah, there we go. That's a good shot. Good shot. Yeah, I think almost all the footmen are gone. And you can sort of see how those two squares are of spearmen that I put down. So, we'll be looking at this from the English perspective, basically. There are a lot of dead footmen. They did not perform nearly as well as I had expected they would. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we are going to launch an attack with some of these spearmen that are probably going to not see combat for a while otherwise. So I'm going to send them over there. And also go there. And these guys go there. So we'll get back to where we were. There we go. So the spearmen are now launching an attack on the English right flank. English are having a hard time reinforcing the front. So we'll see what happens here. The spearmen might be able to push them all the way back down to the water line down below. Out of curiosity, what happened to that group I sent over there? Oh, they're not anywhere near ready. They're just in a big line. But the English are now sending up a bunch of heavy knights, so quality has gone up if quantity has gone down. We'll see what happens here. But there are still a bunch of heavy knights down there. Let's see if we can help the English reinforce a little faster. Go up there, everyone. Come on, guys. There's still some Persians left. Thought most of the Persians were dead. Get out of the way. Move it. I'm having a hard time moving in this giant suit of armor or something. I can't move. Alright. So let's get these guys up here on top of the hill. Maybe. Come on. There we go. Why am I still moving? I'm not holding down movement button. Alright, we're gonna get them basically into a good position. And carry on. Ah, there we go. The English are launching a massive attack using mostly heavy knights. Let's see what they can do against the spearmen. They're going to clash. The carnage of the siege of Orleans. I know it's New Orleans in Louisiana, right? That's how it's pronounced. New Orleans. New Orleans. I don't know. I don't even know how that's pronounced. Much less how it is in French. I don't speak French, like I said before. Never have. Probably never will. And so I don't know how to pronounce all this stuff. I assume it's yeah. You said it was French and Scottish defenders. And Orleans is not too far from Paris, I believe. If I remember looking on the map in Crusader Kings 2. I know most of my geography in Europe from Crusader Kings 2. So we gotta wonder how accurate it is. So that would be in France, which makes sense. So I guess the Scottish were down in France at this point, and Burgundy and the English were in England were attacking, which also makes sense. So I wonder what war this happened in. If you know, let me know in the comments. Would it be the 100 Years' War? Might be in the 100 Years' War. I imagine there were a lot of battles and sieges during the 100 Years' War. So I could be wrong. It's just a theory. So the knights and the spearmen are fighting very desperately. However, the spearmen are vastly inferior to the heavy knights, so they will probably soon fall to their might. And with the time bought by these heavy knights, they're able to reinforce even more on this side. Oh, these spearmen over here, they're just sort of holding a line, and it's just so tempting for me to send them forward to attack the now vulnerable English. We'll see what happens now. Haha. Spearmen have broke ranks. They are attacking the English. Anyone foolish enough will be pushed underneath the shield wall coming forward from the French ranks. At least that's the idea. Lots of carnage. You can't really walk on that area without stepping on a bunch of dead bodies, which is quite gruesome and probably quite painful for the people standing on there, because I think some of those guys only have leather boots, and a lot of these people were carrying swords, shields, and like metal armor and whatnot. That's got to be quite spiky to be stepping on. Can't be comfortable. Seems as though the French are going to be pushed back from their attack from their lines. I was kind of hoping that the French would be able to break through and maybe push back down the English. That would have been more exciting. Speaking of English and pushing and whatnot, how's our little group doing? Okay, that's pretty good. So we are going to sniper possess. And it won't let us. There we go. And we're going to see if we can't send him back over there. There we go. There we go. I said grab and go. English are launching another attack. We'll see how well this one goes. Alright, let's go back into cinematic mode. It's more fun to watch the battle this way. The French have pushed through. They have broken through the heavy knights. They are now attacking the oncoming English that are coming in ones and twos. Some of the English are being dumb and jumping off cliffs. Whoa, there goes that guy. But the spearmen are able to break through the now weakened English. They may be able to push them back down. Heavy fighting along the English right flank. Can they hold long enough to get reinforcements up there to stop the counterattack? We'll have to see. Game froze for a second. That's not good. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're all good. We're all good. It's good. Maybe if we go a little forward. Archers are not able to provide much pressure, but they seem to be doing something. I can see some arrows flying through, hitting a couple of Englishmen, I guess. No matter who wins, you have to ask, is it really worth it? I mean, come on, English. Whoops. What's going on? Why is be right back mode on? It says it is. Can't quite tell. Oh, there we go. It says we're all good here. We're all good. Alright. So, still heavy fighting. The French seem to have broken through most of the organized defense. Well, not organized. The English aren't being very organized. In fact, if they came through in like block or shield wall formation, that they'd probably do much better. So are we getting guys coming in from this side yet? Oh, they're about to come. Look at that. Massive English, well, not massive. English force coming up along the English left flank. They're going to perhaps outflank the French. They're going to outflank the French. Spearmen are unsuspecting. They don't know yet. One Burgundian has come up. He hit someone. Then he got impaled. That poor guy. Here they come in force. We'll have to see what happens. Will it be enough to stop them? Stop the oncoming French force from the castle. They haven't even made it through to the heavy defenses with the heavy knights. However, there are still many, many attackers left. Time for another organized assault. I guess in Crusader Kings 2, when you click the assault button, this is basically what happens. No wonder there are such heavy losses. I mean, wow. Like, everyone that's come up here to this point has died. Of course, you don't assault till there's low morale, and there's no morale in this game. That's another thing that they should add. Morale. Brilliant Game Studios, you need to add morale. Now, I know they said they updated the AI, so I'm not entirely sure what that means, how they updated it. Maybe pathfinding's better. There's still a lot of clumping, I just noticed that. The English are coming in with a much larger force now. They'll probably slaughter the spearmen that are attacking. Though, I don't know. Yeah, they're getting surrounded with the force that I sent in from the other side. Oh, there's another group here, ready to go in. Alright, keep going. So they should be coming in. There will be a second assault coming in from that side. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, the spearmen are about to get overrun. At least that small attack group. Let's send in another group from this part. Attack. There we go. Some of the French have broke ranks and they are now charging the English. Trying to help the guys up in front lines. They're going in for the English left flank. Lots of heavy knights there. In fact, most of the guys here are heavy knights. They're going to be crushed, but they have high morale and they are fighting for their homes, I suppose. They're fighting. This is a defensive war on their own turf. They cannot lose. They're going to fight to the last man. The English have much better knights here. Looks like most of the guys here are knights. Come on, guys. Seriously, come up in formation or something. Yeah, they really need to update pathfinding or something. I know pathfinding can be really hard to program. Just look at Project Sparks. That's pretty complicated. I've never actually been able to create a pathfinding system. Because that would be really hard. I know the King Dakota actually created a way to do it, but I didn't really care about that too much. I was working on other things. Just playing around with stuff. Alright, guys. Now attack. Go. Go, go, go. Get him. Why are you still moving, little possessed guy? I'm not moving you. Eh. Thing's buggy. Alright, go into automatic camera. Alright, I don't want to look at them. Let's look at fighting. Yeah. There we go. Knights attacking spearmen. Spearmen are not nearly as good as knights, so they might have a higher block chance. I'll have to check that. I don't know what their block chance is. The English seem to be pushing the French back a little bit. Many more English have come up from the sides now. They're engulfing the French and I know Scottish guys are in here too, but I'm just referring to them as French because this is on French soil, I'm supposing. Unless I'm confused. Which I might be, but I believe this is in France. So I'm referring to these guys as the French. And I'm referring to... I know there's Burgundy in there with the English, but I'm referring to them as English. Because most of the Burgundians would be dead now if we're calling them the Persians the Burgundians. Though there are still a few. Persians are holding the... Not Persians. What am I saying? The French are holding the shield wall. The heavy knights here seem to be just waiting. They're the last defense. If they fail... the castle has fallen, basically. That's, of course, they've managed to kill everything, except just a couple guys. And then the archers just finish them off. But archers are terrible in close-range combat. Unless they're in huge numbers. But one-on-one, they need range. Most of the French have been pushed back. Not looking good for them. So they have some footmen now, which are better than spearmen, we have found out. So that might slow them down slightly, though I don't know. Once they break through these two spearmen sides, I don't know what's going to happen. They may be able to hold back with the footmen, because footmen are better than spearmen, though they would be facing down heavy knights, which are better than footmen. But after the footmen, there are heavy knights. So... I don't know what's going to happen. I believe, based on what I'm seeing here, that the English will simply overrun the French defenders, because they have 5 times as many people, basically. So the kills are going now in the favor of the defenders by about 100. So it is neck and neck. except the English just have more people to spare. And many of the fallen English are actually not English. They are Burgundians, which are Persians, which are worthless. Except they're better than spearmen, but I don't know about block chance, so that might be a factor that we're not factoring in. There are many more heavy knights still in reserve on the English side, so don't forget that. They are in the back. So even if these heavy knights here fall, I put them on both sides. So these are not the only heavy knights. We're supposed to be English knights, I know. But crashes. I really wanted them to be English knights. That would have been so cool. I know. It's not that I don't care, it's that it won't work. So that's why. Frame rate's actually not too bad considering how many units there are. I didn't count, but there's like, I don't know, more, over 10,000. There's over 10,000. Which usually gives me lag problems, especially when I'm recording. When I'm just doing it myself, I can get much better frames, simply because I'm not having to record at the same time, which is using disk space. Except I'm not actually saving it to my disk. I'm saving it to OneDrive, so I don't know what's going on. Takes up more RAM, though, I know that much, so we'll see. The English have made it to the castle front wall, though that is not the gate. So they're not actually to the gates yet. I'll tell you what, let's take some of these spearmen and send them in on a last resort attack. The spearmen have decided that they are not just going to sit by and be slaughtered like animals. They are going to fight back for their country and for their homes. Go, brave spearmen, go. Everyone's screaming at each other. I don't want to look at trees. There we go. Archers are now able to hit because they are at the perfect spot for the archers to be able to hit, especially on that one side. So now is when the archers should shine. In theory. That's the idea. That's the idea. If this battle doesn't end soon, I'm going to have to stop for a water. It looks like it's almost over. The and are trying to push them back. Archers are supporting them with fire on the French left flank, English right flank. Persians are coming in. They're actually better than spearmen in some ways, I think. So spearmen back there, just like, I don't know. They're the guys that hang out in back, like, that are cowards. They're not coming in to help their friends. Probably smart. Maybe they're trying to surrender. But there will be no surrender now. They have come too far. They have lost too many. A bloodbath. The spearmen are just falling underneath the wave of heavy knights. So I'm figuring the heavy knights will run out eventually. They're not infinite. They will run out of heavy knights. And that'll be footmen versus footmen, which always bugs me because it's so hard to tell which side is which. I like it when it's heavy knights versus footmen. That makes it so easy to tell. Or spearmen versus footmen, or any two units that aren't versus each other, like itself, because that always bugs me. But it's okay. It'll work. It'll work. Heavy knights mixed with footmen. I guess you can tell by the orientation of the unit, but that's kind of hard to tell. The English are trying to apply pressure to the far right French flank. Maybe try to get a little bit of surrounding. I don't know they're actually trying to do that. It'd be cool if they were. One thing I'd like to see is formations. Perhaps squad formations, even if the regular AI doesn't do it. Maybe some of the rallied units. When you possess a unit and then you rally, it'd be cool if they maybe went into a formation around you. That would be cool. Maybe melee guys in front, ranged guys in back. even if it doesn't tell who's heavy units, who's light units, whatever. Just, yeah, that'd be cool. And did I just see some guys sort of right here? Yeah. What are you doing here? Seriously? Is that guy levitating? He's levitating. We have a levitating footman. He's got one toe or something on ground, so he's technically on ground. That always bugs me about video games. It's not just this game. You can do it in a lot of games. Like, you can just sort of walk up really slowly, and if you... It's weird. You can have, like, one toe on the ground, and you're still technically on the ground. And you can just stand there. What is that one guy doing? That one archer. Are you a traitor or something? No, there he shot. He saw me looking at him, and he figured, oh no, boss is looking, better get back to work. Shoot the English. Do the English really not have any archers? I don't know. Maybe you just ran out of slots. I know there were only 8 slots, which is sometimes kind of hard to deal with. Though now, you can put different groups. So let's say on slot 1, you put 100 zombies for team 2, okay? Well then, at the far right, there's also a new little, it's not a dialogue box. Anyway, there's this place where you can... units. You can put how many groups of them you want. So you and then there will be 2 groups of team 2 zombies. Really bad. Probably something they do. I don't know. More than 8, maybe up to 10 now. They don't have that. That'd be cool to have though one day. Maybe the game just can't run that. I don't know. Spearmen are really thinning out. Let's see the command. Yeah, they're really thinned out. They are still fighting. The archers are applying as much pressure as they can. And archer fire, ranged fire cannot be blocked. So the heavy knight's higher block chance. I don't know that. That makes sense. They have shields and whatnot. So it doesn't work. Which is one of the reasons why in the original Battle of Thermopylae, the first video I did, the first time, the same number of Spartans both times. I believe of how many archers there were. Because they could not block archer fire. But when I did it against just the regular 25,000 Persians, they destroyed the Persians. A lot of guys too. That one night. Get them, guys. You can do it. Slaughter the archers. Shoot at the English. Shoot at the English. I'm just cheering on both sides. I'm just interested to see what happens. I think the English are going to win. Lot. That is a lot. And that's my printer going. I don't know what it's doing. Probably something I tried to print about 2 days ago. I don't know. We'll see. So if you hear that, that's what that is. Yes, the French left flank has pretty much fallen. They're about into the castle now. The English are almost into the castle. Is this going to be another hour-long UEBS battle? But I really like this battle. This is really fun. I like this one. Look at all that carnage. Archers are applying heavy pressure onto the English right flank. English are trying to make it into the gates. The spearmen are trying to push them back, but they just can't seem to do it. Footmen and knights destroying the... Which is a strategy in chess, isn't it? The French defense? I think so. I think that's the defense. One of the strategies. I don't know it. I just heard of it. I think they are inside the castle. The English are inside the castle. They have begun to get inside. But they have not yet messed. Weird looking. But yeah, the heavy knights are maybe not dying. If I were an archer, I'd be shooting at some of the guys inside. Let's see if we can maybe move some people around to try to get some guys firing. Like this guy, he's not doing much. He's just sort of hanging out. Maybe if we put him right here. Yeah, don't keep walking, guy. Yeah, be right there and fire. Yes. There's a good shot. Looks like defending. It's hard to tell. That's the problem with having two guys with the same unit. But I think some of the French are still alive on the outside on their French left flank. I think it's the archers that helped them survive. Also, the fact that I didn't take all the spearmen from there and attack. That probably helped. Speaking of which, hey, footmen, are you just gonna sit there and die, or are you gonna fight? Stating quote. Except these aren't orcs. These are English guys. I don't know what war this is, who's attacking, who's defending, what the war's about. It may just be because the English and French never liked each other and they just like fighting each other for no apparent reason. I don't know. I could never figure out why they were always fighting. Rivalry? I don't know. If you look on the map, though, they are kind of bordering each other. England's only real borders would be maybe Scotland and France. And Scotland and France are obviously together here. So, and Ireland, of course, but Ireland. It's not nearly as strong as England, I don't believe. And I think they eventually just got conquered by the English, right? Formed Great Britain. And now Ireland's a separate country, I believe, so they apparently got free. Wonder when that happened. Be right back mode on. There we go. Much better, much better. Alright, the English are getting back in. Yeah, right. Sorry, I just got interrupted there. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're all good here. We're all good here. We're good. Technical difficulties. Why are we on back mode? Are we on be right back mode? Okay. I don't know if we are or not. I don't know what's going on. Alright, there we go. We're good. We're good. I think we have solved the technical difficulties. Except my timer's not going. Oh, there it goes. Jumping. We're good. I think we're fine. It's going again. Ish. Slowly. It just jumps seconds. I don't know. Ah, that's a shot of a tower. There we go. This is what I want to see more. Fighting. Come on, fighting, I said. There we go. Fighting at the gate. There's much fighting at the gate. Archers firing from the top. Footmen trying to break out against the heavy knights. They're getting slaughtered in the process. I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think they're going to make it. The English are overwhelming the French and Scottish defense. in the battle. Well, most of them. I think there are still a few left. I'm losing my voice from talking for an hour straight. But that's okay. This is really fun. I really enjoy this battle. This is fun. Most of the inside footmen have fallen. They're running around like a kicked bed of ants. I'm starting to taste blood. We're all good here. Let's take some of these heavy knights and send them in. Grab and attack. Destroy the English. I don't know why I'm saying that. I always play as English. Maybe because I speak English. That's probably a big reason. I can understand their words and I can pronounce their words. That is a big reason of why I always pick the English. I can't pronounce any French words. And if I try to pronounce them, I pronounce them in the English way. English are still streaming in from the back. Damn, we just lost that scene, but that's okay. Let's see. It's hard to tell who's French and who's English based on some of these things. Some of these shots. And it looks like a lot of those guys are French on the inside. French/Scottish. I don't know exactly which are French and which are Scottish, or if it's just a mix of both and all of that. I don't know. I wonder if we're going to break an hour. That'll be 2 UEBS, but for the over an hour. But this is a big battle. This is not little tiny battle simulator. It's fun. Big epic carnage. Epic as a giant. Dead bodies as far as the eye can see. Just judging from this game, you probably think I'm a terrible person. I don't kill people in real life. I don't. I know you don't know me personally, and you'll have to take my word for it, but I don't. And yeah. Is that's a big body pile in the center with a lot of blood on it. They all died in that one spot. Weird. These guys are stuck, and they don't know what they're doing. You know, if the English had just been a little smart about this battle and came up in, like, formation or something, they might have done a lot better. Like, shield wall or something. They could have just, I don't know, maybe not taken so many losses maybe from arrows, and they could have destroyed the defenders much more easily if they came up in, like, a square or something and then just came forward. And the French probably could have done a lot better, too, but there's no formation in this game, which is unfortunate. I'd really like to see some formations. But every unit pathfinding for himself, that's also a kind of neat concept. If you have to think of, if you really just stop and think, how many calculations are going through on my computer at this moment because of every unit on this map that is moving is calculating their own path, counting accounting for all the terrain and all the other units that are constantly in motion. It's kind of hard to believe that I'm not constantly crashing. Wow. And, wow, that's kind of neat. You have to give credit to the developer. Created something pretty neat here. I know, you might complain about the AI being dumb, but really, it's kind of neat. I believe the French have broken out on the left flank. The French have broken out on the left flank. Slightly. They're probably about to get crushed again. Yeah, they're just getting completely... And that guy's face was just flat for a second. Some of the archers that were stuck there in the beginning are now firing. The English right flank has broken through. It looks like they've broken through. They're attacking the attackers. They're attacking the defenders that are trying to break out from the back. They are coming under archer fire, though. Archers that were not able to fire for most of the battle. Okay, I gotta send in another group. Next wave. Can't really see because of all the knights. Go get them. They're moving, right? Are they moving? They're moving. Automatic camera. There we go. That's a good shot. That's a good shot. Because of the confined quarters right there, the French, it's going to make the battle take longer, unfortunately. But it gives the French a chance at maybe holding them back a little longer and maybe getting a lot more kills off. Let's look at the kill count for a second. I haven't looked at it very much. Okay, so the French have about 300 men left. Heavy Knight, the English only have about 3,000, so they have 10 times as many. Both sides, 1,000 men. The French have killed almost 4,000 of the attackers. Many of them being Persians, of course, which aren't very good at all. But wow. Almost, yeah, over 7,000 men have died in this one siege alone. On, counting both sides, of course. But that's a lot of guys dead. Wow. I know there have been some really big battles in history in which a lot of people have died. But this has to be a pretty big one in a pretty costly battle. I know, like in World War I and II, there were some pretty big battles with lots of people dying. But that was with modern weapons, like guns and whatnot. This is swords, shields, and arrows. Shields. That's a lot of people that I just... Of course, you can see it there right in front of the castle, all the dead bodies. No, most of them. There are a few dead bodies inside the castle, and probably a couple more other places, weird places, from stupid Englishmen throwing themselves off cliffs for no reason. In fact, it's also the Burgundians. It always reminds me of that one battle I did, the skeletons versus zombies. Those zombies were so stupid, they kept drowning themselves. They just kept throwing themselves off a cliff. And you know what? Well, spoiler, the zombies still won. Because, I don't know, the skeletons are pretty bad against zombies. French are going down, but they are going down with a pretty good fight. The English are having to bleed over every foot they take. And the French just push it right back. They're trying to keep them from pretty well. The French knights, I knew it. They're the last line of defense. But man, are they a defense. They are really making the English pay for it. They're fighting against other heavy knights now, so it's not super knights versus little footmen. This is knights versus knights. Heavy armor versus heavy armor. This is for everything. But I think there might be some more knights in the back of the English forces. So I believe the English will win. I think we know that now, that the English are going to win. But we're going to see how many English die in the process. And I can tell you, it's probably going to be a lot. We're over an hour in now. About a few minutes. That's okay. That's okay. I'm really excited to see how this battle goes. I've been having a lot of fun with this one. I don't know why. This one more than others. But I am. It's great. It's great. Okay. Little footman up there. We're going to have to, I don't know, send you into fighting. Let's see, where are they? Right here. Oh, there's another group of knights right here. Let's send them in. For France! For the king! Go! Defend the castle! I don't know. I don't know what war this is, so meh. I don't know who the king is. I'm guessing it's not during the Norman invasion, as in, like, on English soil, because this is a place in France. And someone just jumped off the cliff into the English hordes, sacrificing himself to maybe deal 30-something damage. Yep, stupid sacrifice. He was trying, though. He did more than a lot of the other guys have in previous battles. Sort of just running around aimlessly, and then... like, oh, wait, I'm supposed to be fighting, right? And, oh, wait, I'm dead. Oh, no. Ugh. Because I'm so weak. That guy at least got my attention when he did it. The French are being pushed inside the castle. Is that a big body mound or something right there forming at the doors. Those doors of that castle. This castle has seen so many deaths over all the videos and all the battles that have ever been fought in this game. So many people have died to take and defend this castle for no reason other than our amusement. That's actually kind of weird, isn't it? If you stop and think about it. Look at that body mound on the right. Look at that body mound. People are dying left and right just to take the door. Archers are doing their best to apply pressure to the English. It's just not enough, though. There's so many Englishmen that when one dies, another one just pops up right in his place. And they're managing to swarm on the outsides, so they are able to replace them very quickly. They're starting to break inside on the French right flank. English right flank is actually collapsing a little bit underneath the pressure applied from the French, though it may not last. It probably won't. If they can start surrounding some of those more of those men, get some more surface area on the battle, they will be able to destroy them very quickly because they heavily outnumber them. What I want to see in this game, maybe not in this update or in the next one, but I want to be able to see, let's go into the regular mode, is if you like click escape, I want there to be like a little drop down button, like in RimWorld, the way they handle the resources. So you can see like the overall resources, like this, Team 1, Team 2, but then you could click an arrow, like right to the right or right to the left, and it would bring down a drop down list of each group. I think that'd be cool. So you can see, say, how many heavy knights are left, and how many footmen are left. Because yes, there are 10,000 people, but 9,000 of them are Persians, and only 1,000 are heavy knights that might actually do something. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool. I think that'd be neat. If anyone knows where to put that in for update request, I don't know. Just think it might be neat. Probably pretty hard to implement. How many kills are there? Let's look at how many people are there. Okay, so the French have about 200 guys left and dropping. They have killed about 4,000. They have killed more Englishmen than Englishmen have killed French. The English have about 3,500 men left, give or take. And they have killed about the same amount of French as they have Englishmen left. Okay. Many men have died to take this fort. Many Bothans died. What's a Bothan? I don't know. But they died. Many of them. At least this makes no sense. But we get to see it. We get to see the big, long siege of Orleans. What are the Scottish doing in France anyway? I don't know. They're like nowhere near France. Burgundy is like right beside France, I believe. So that at least makes sense why they're fighting. English are pretty close. And I don't think England and Scotland really got along very well. I'm not sure, but I believe that's kind of how it went. French are on their last legs. Very few men left. Archers are right beside the French knights, providing point-blank range support, basically. While some of them are still up there, they are applying some pressure, though not anything to speak of, really. You would think. They can't focus fire very well. If they could focus fire and take down like one guy in a volley, well, it wouldn't do much, but it'd be something. The French have broken out on their left flank. However, there are very few men left. They're going to fall very fast, leaving the other knights on the right flank defenseless from behind, which is not going to be very good. Well, actually, they got a lot of guys in it. Oh, have they broken through? Almost. Well, hard to tell. Well, that was a lot of blood. Look at that body pile. They are fighting on top of a mound of bodies, defending their keep from the Englishmen. At some point, you'd think the English would say, you know what, this isn't worth it. We'll just starve them out. Or the French would be saying, well, yeah, this isn't worth losing every single defender. I mean, I know sieges are bad, and I know you will lose a lot of men. But come on. Are you really just going to lose everyone over this castle? Is it really that important to you? Maybe it is. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what war this is. I don't know maybe what they're fighting over. Maybe it's something really important. Like honor and glory. Wow. Left flank is falling a bit. Hard to say what's going to happen. That is just one of the biggest medieval battle body mounts I've seen. I know during the battle of the Combine Soldiers in Overwatch Elite versus the Resistance Rebels, there were some pretty big bodies. But that's because those guys are just stupid around corners. They build up body mounts around corners, and I knew that going in. But this is huge. That's a big body mount, and they're just fighting with swords and shields and arrows. But there aren't many archers. Yeah, the English are breaking through on the right flank a bit. Or they're just thinning out the amount of soldiers. The French are actually the ones breaking through, but they're just gonna thin out pretty soon. However, that's where the archers are, so they're getting a little bit of support, which might be the reason they're able to break out. They keep replacing them a little bit from the other side. Maybe some of the guys are in there say, "Oh, wait, I can get in there. I can get in there." I wonder what'll happen when they reach the arch. I have not turned on infinite body height, so I don't know how high the bodies will go. It'll be interesting to see, though. Then what happens when it does hit the max body pile height? Does it just start deleting bodies, or does it all just go onto the same level? I don't know. I mean, I haven't been experimenting very much with body piling. No, I'm not that kind of sicko. No, I might be weird in other ways. I don't know. I mean, I'm watching thousands of men throw their lives away for nothing but our entertainment. That's one thing. But I'm not experimenting with their body piles. Watching how their bodies pile up after they fight a long time. That'd be weird. I don't know. I bet you someone's done it. Someone's done it. I bet you it was entertaining, too. There is a button you can click, turn off max body height for entertainment purposes only. It's kind of weird, I think. I think that's what it said. There's not many guys left on that side. I think we have come to the end of the battle almost, though the French are still fighting very valiantly. You gotta give it to them. They are not surrendering, and they are making the English pay. Just, it's brutal. It's hard to tell who's who in some of this fighting spots. Though, based on which way they're facing, you can sort of tell.